Hi, everyone. I'm Kennan.
I'm Filippo.
And welcome to another episode of Live Now, where Filippo and I talk about cars that are currently live on Cars and Bids. We're going to begin with two that sold last week. Filippo, take it away.
Yeah, we sold a gold-plated Cybertruck for charity for $102,000.
Very solid result.
This auction had 154,000, almost 155,000 views. All $102,000 plus our $4,500 buyer's fee are going to J-Rig Everything's charity in support of the Not a Wheelchair project. Very exciting. Appreciate everybody that bid, looked at the auction, learn more about J-Rig Everything, etc.
And we got to ride around in it. It was very cool.
We did. We got to go car spotting.
Yep. Another
Nice
thing very cool,
quality
this 1996 Mega Cruiser we talked about last week sold for $100,500. Now that is down substantially from where Mega Cruisers were, especially for, this is the one. Relatively low mileage, left-hand drive civilian model, for Lexus US title.
The first one in the US sold for more, but this seems to be where they've kind of landed now.
And I think that's very fair.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, and admittedly for a car that's not particularly fast, but it is so cool, and it seems like very fair money right on.
Kind of worth it at any price, oddly enough. It's like the rare car that whatever it's worth is what it's worth, and I support it.
It's a very special car. But moving on, so focusing on the first car, which I am so excited about.
Yeah.
We have a 1988 Ferrari Testarossa on the site, and critically, it's white, which is the right color for Testarossa. These carry a substantial premium over ones that are red or black or really any other color. White is it, obviously, because of Miami Vice. And this one is on aftermarket wheels, which I'm going to say something. I think they look great. To be honest with you, I actually really
they look great.
They look very nice, very similar to the original wheels, which this car comes with, by the way.
Yeah, the car comes with the OEM wheels.
And the benefit of these, I have to say, is maybe I would paint them silver as opposed to white like they are. But the benefit of these is you can put modern rubber on it, and it has it. It has Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires on this car, which having driven one that has like modern wheels and tires, it transforms the experience of the car. Admittedly, Ferrari did this with the 512 TR that came out after. They put magnesium wheels, slightly larger, went up to 18 inches, and then they did some other stuff. They got rid of the subframe, dropped the engine lower a little bit, made some improvements. But the biggest one, I think, was the wheels, because it reduced the weight at all four corners, the unsprung weight, and it meant that you could put real tires on it. And it just, the Testarossa drives so much better when it's like that. When it normally has its other tires are just so big and cushy. And admittedly, this was designed to be Ferrari's GT car. The car that replaced this was the 550. It's that lineage of Ferrari. People get confused because of the wedge shape, and it looks more like a sports car. But in actuality, it was supposed to be a GT car. But it just it drives like you would expect it to drive with this wheel setup, I would imagine.
Gorgeous car, 23,800 miles.
Yep, had a major in 2022.
It did indeed. Gated manual. What kind of engine would you say it has, Kennan?
So there's some debate. So a lot of people say it's got a flat 12. I want to know what
you say.
I say it's a 180-degree V12, which is flat. Some people say some people, for whatever reason, think it has a boxer engine, which it absolutely does not. Even the Boxer didn't have a boxer engine. It was also a flat 12. That was to tie into Ferrari's Formula One heritage at the time. They were also using flat 12 engines. So, but yeah, 180-degree V12.
180, a flat V12. Can we talk about a car that doesn't have any V12s or cylinders?
Yes, there's no engine whatsoever. Yeah, I'm so into this, just the past. So cool. And now we look to the future. Yeah,
which is a 1,234 horsepower tri-motor Lucid Air Sapphire. This is like the ultimate Lucid Air. Has, on top of insane amount of horsepower, also has a bunch of suspension upgrades, handling upgrades, interior upgrades, in accordance with it being like the flagship sports sedan model, kind of the M5 of the Lucid Air lineup.
The range topper.
The range topper. And it's incredibly cool. 1.89, 0 to 60 time. Yeah. Carbon ceramic brakes, an aero kit. It's just so cool. I think that these cars are incredibly special. There has not been one that I've seen that has come to auction. So we don't really know where the market is pricing these. MSRP is $250,000. They did not build that many, if memory serves, although I don't think production was purposely limited. And I'm just incredibly excited to see kind of where it ends up. It's at $150,000 right now with 5 days remaining, which is a great start. But I just kind of curious to see where that market shakes out.
I am too. Yeah, the Sapphire. Yeah, we just don't have any like comps from auctions.
Nope,
like they just don't come up. I love the Sapphire for all the reasons. I mean, I love for everything you outlined. Like I love the wheels in particular. I just think they look so cool on those.
The wheels look so good, and
it is subtle. Everything. It is a really subtle car.
It is subtle, but the aero kit is noticeable when you see it. We had one in the office here right after we moved to the office. Doug reviewed it a year and a half ago now. And it looks more different than the Lucid Air than I thought it would.
Yeah. I still think those who know, and those who don't
and
won't.
those who know.
Yeah, I mean it's an impressive car. We talked
care about this car,
podcast,
and you can admit that, and that's fine. But you should.
I like Lucid. I think the chief engineer of Lucid has an E39 M5 too. Like
probably.
And from my understanding, like his focus was to make the cars like quality and nice as possible, and they are wonderful cars. Yeah. I don't know what this goes for. I'm really curious to find out. I think
134 horsefar, man. Sub 2 seconds.
1,234 horsepower.
That's real.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. But yeah, as far as EVs go, I do like Lucid quite a bit. They make some very
also, I think
cars.
It looks great.
It's annoying. They drive around setting off like my radar detector.
Well, that's your radar detector problem.
No, that's radar detector.
I'm sorry that their technology.
Beep. Oh, where's the Lucid? Oh, there it is. Boom.
I'm sorry that their technology is good.
But this is so fast, I'll just go right past and I won't even see it.
Correct.
All right, moving to the next car. Something you can't miss.
The speed of light. Okay.
This is Porsche 718 Cayman GT4 RS. This one is particularly appealing and is finished in a color, Guards Red, which I personally am a very big fan of. Has less than 100 miles on it, and critically, it's got the Weissach package, which gave you a ton of carbon fiber, the gold wheels, and some like special touches that says, Porsche on the back window and things like that. But
oh wow, I didn't realize that was Weissach package, huh?
Yeah, that's part of the Weissach package. You can't get rid, and you can't get rid of it either. Is
that how you know?
That
there's a lot of
painted hood.
Yeah, all right.
The big carbon fiber.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's how you know. That and every owner who has it will tell you. But it is it's just a really exciting car. This one's basically brand new.
And they're still impossible to get.
I contend the GT4 RS is the best modern sports car I've ever driven. Now, granted, it doesn't have a third pedal. I wish that it did. And I still feel that in my heart that maybe they sneak one in before production concludes on the GT4 RS.
Good luck.
They could find a way. But other than that, the PDK is wonderful as it is.
Of course.
This is
the
sound of the induction
track car. You want the shifting speed.
It is.
I get why
find
they
it to
did
be
PDK.
that. I mean, would you want it as a daily? Probably not. But it is just one of the greatest driving experiences. And the induction sound, and even at like 2,000 RPM, you can hear air going into all 6 cylinders. It is really, really cool and just razor sharp. It's everything we hoped that Porsche would do with the Cayman minus the manual transmission.
Yeah.
But otherwise, and this one is a really nicely equipped one. So I'm excited. I'm kind of into the gold and red. Like, with the car with a wing and a carbon fiber hood, it works.
It does work. And like, it's not a subtle car in any color. So you may as well lean into it.
Yeah. Oh, God, I love that car. So cool. Speaking of cars that are interesting colors, we have a pair of cars. This is going to be the purple duels, we're going to call it. So we're going to start with mine. So this is a 2016 G63, and it's a crazy color edition. And boy, is the color crazy. So the color's name, which I'm forgetting at the moment, is Galactic Beam. Now, in this picture, it looks purple. That's purple.
Yeah.
Right? But if you scroll through some of these pictures,
like purple or brown.
Brown.
Sometimes it's purple.
So it's one of these colors that just is constantly changing depending on the lighting situation.
Go back to photo 3.
Okay.
Or here, that's just straight up
purple,
plum crazy purple.
Yep.
And then turns out, wait, no, actually, there's depth to this.
Yeah.
And it's like copper-ish.
It's so cool.
A wild color.
G-Wagons are ubiquitous. I mean, they're everywhere.
Not in this color, they're not.
But not in this. Yeah. So if you're looking to stand out in your G.
So cool. It's also, by the way, for what it's worth, otherwise a really nice G-Wagon. It's unmodified, 33,000 miles, a G63. It's like generally a very, very nice one. Designo leather, which some of us have in our E-classes, but like I guess you could also get in a G63.
Look at you.
It's just a great G-Wagon. And then it's a color. They're all black or silver.
When I see one, I think it's brilliant blue is another color. When I see one that's in a color, I'm
such
into
a cool color.
Yeah, it is. And I'm really excited to see this one close because, oh, man. I wish it were local. We could see it driving around. Imagine. This feels like a car that would end up in Southern California. I think it's in New York. Yeah. But speaking of purple, your choice. So another really cool car.
Yeah, this is just straight up purple. It's called Merlin purple. It's just a purple RS6 Avant.
Yeah,
it's just cool.
Yeah, the RS6
I don't know what to say about this because we've talked about RS6 before because I love any fast wagon. Here's a 591 horsepower, 590 pound-feet of torque, 4.0 liter twin turbo V8. It's a wagon. It's fast. This one has great equipment, carbon optic, executive, driver assistance, all the stuff you want in it. And then it's a cool color. Also, for what it's worth, one of the interesting things about cool colors like this, right now they have like a little bit of a premium. In general, if your car's a really cool color, that G63 especially, I suspect will have a pretty substantial premium over a regular one. But then they maintain that, and like it only increases. Like a special colored
993
S212 E63 AMG, so, or like anything has such a premium associated with it.
Car,
the Golf R Spectrums are worth way more than regular ones. That makes me think that a non-gray, non-black R6 Avant, a crazy color edition G63 will just maintain that.
Yeah,
which will be interesting to see as they age. Because right now, I love that somebody bought this in purple. It's a pretty serious car, so the purple like lightens it up a little bit. But also, I suspect that you will get like a return on that in a really big way.
The Nogaro edition,
great example.
I think those, they will command a premium for sure in the long run because Audi's made quite a few RS6 Avants. We see them with regularity.
We have one a week basically, but they're
pretty
not
much,
purple.
Honestly, pretty much.
They're always Nardo gray or whatever. But the one that we did sell that was Nogaro blue, 20 grand more than those.
Yeah. So there you go. So I think if you want to own an RS6 and you're thinking about the long term, and
or if you just want to be cool,
or if you honestly,
I know you're actually, to be honest, you're cool. Period. If you have an R6,
that's cool. But if you'd be cooler than your neighbor who has a Nardo gray one, like the rest of them.
Which of these would you rather have, Kennan?
That's a tough one.
I've been thinking about this all morning. Somebody asked me on a call this morning.
I have two,
and
the RS6 is more the kind of car I like. Admittedly, wagons aren't. I don't love all wagons, but I've driven an RS6 Avant, and it was probably the best daily driver I can imagine. I mean, it was just
up there.
So good. But the G in that color is like really cool. Color. It's really appealing.
I'm weirdly in agreement with that, and I don't understand how
I think it's because it's charming. You never see like G's in any kind of color, ever.
But I think I would rather drive the R6 every day.
I think in the end, you and I are both like very like conservative and safe. We both would end up with the R6 as opposed to the G.
But that G is so cool.
The G is cool.
All right, can I talk about one last car?
One last car, yes.
All right, I want to talk about this 997.2 Carrera S Coupe. There's not a lot of 997.2s.
No.
Period. And there's even fewer of them that aren't black.
Nope. Yep. The financial crisis happened
in 08.
This is
color day here on Cards and Bids.
Yeah.
So here's a Guards Red stick 997.2 Carrera S. This is kind of what you want, legitimately.
Yeah.
I've been vaguely looking at them. I think I can now afford a 997.2 base cab, which I've come down in price, but I will say from recent sales, non-base cabs, every other 997.2 has remained way higher than I thought it would. There is a premium. You don't have to deal with IMS issues. They solved a bunch of other problems for the .2. And here's a 55,000 mile one with a stick in a color. Just a great one.
Doug has said it about the turbo, but I feel that it applies to the entire range. That the 997, I think, is the next 993 in terms of appreciation.
And .2 is the one you want, legitimately.
Yeah, they made very, very few .2s of any variant, and this one does have some mods. I actually think the wheels look great.
They look great. BBA CHRs look good.
But the
Porsche crests help.
Definitely a 6-speed Carrera S in a traditional Porsche color, Guards Red. I mean,
it just works.
It's hard to argue with. Oh, that steering wheel. Look. Yep. Oh, I love that steering wheel.
It works. And the S has a little more power, which I kind of think you need. I'm just excited for it. These have maintained their value so much better than 997.1s.
Yeah.
And the S's especially really, really have.
Yep. Yeah, I'm into this car. God, I wish you would buy this. I wish you would buy something like this.
It's a big delta, but it's between this and what I would buy, which is the base, and it's for a reason.
I understand. But if you want to buy one of these cool cars, of course you can on Cars and Bids, and you can do that from using the browser, or you can download the app available on any iOS device. Did I cover everything? Is that
I think you nailed it, Kennan.
Yes, I'll take it. Okay, I'm getting better at that.
Proud of you.
But that's it for this week. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will talk to you in the next one. Goodbye.